After waiting for more than 1.5 years, the Young Professional Scheme, or what was earlier known as the Youth Mobility Visa, is about to go live. The question is, are you ready to move to the UK? Hey guys, so the details are out for the Young Professional Scheme and the date is out as well, which is what I discussed in my previous video. And this visa allows you to move to the UK and live in the UK for up to 2 years without a job. In today's video, we're talking about everything you need to know to apply for the Young Professional Scheme on the 28th of February and how you can move to the UK. Well, for starters, we now know that the Young Professional Scheme goes live on the 28th of February. It goes live at 2:30 p.m. IST and it stays open all the way till the 2nd of March, 2:30 p.m. IST. That's Indian Standard Time. And this is through a ballot, and the ballot has 2,400 slots available. While the terms of eligibility were more or less shared earlier, they were very limited because all the details weren't out, but this time around, all the details of eligibility have been included. In order to apply for the Young Professional Scheme, you need to be between 18 to 30 years. If you are currently 17 years, but you will turn 18 before the date of travel to the UK, if you get this visa, you can still apply for the Young Professional Scheme. Like I mentioned earlier, you also have to be an Indian citizen. In terms of your qualifications, you at least need to have a bachelor's degree or anything above that. You'll also have to have £2,530, which is approximately 2.5 lakhs in your bank account, and you would have to have this amount for the previous 28 days from before you apply for the visa. It's not required for when you apply for the ballot, but before you apply for the visa, if you are successful in the ballot, you would need to have this money in your account for a continuous 28-day period before you apply. Another criteria is that you shouldn't have any children under the age of 18 years who are either living with you or children that you are responsible for. Now, let's talk about how you can apply, because till now the details have been extremely vague. Well, for starters, you need to apply for the ballot which goes live on the 28th of February. If you're one of the people who are successful in the ballot amongst the 2,400, you will then receive an email confirming your application and telling you details on how you can apply for the visa. Until you are successful in the ballot, remember, you cannot apply for the visa. Now, once you get this invitation by email, you will have to get all your documents and your papers in order, and I'll quickly come to what the documents are required in a bit. After that, you can apply for a visa under the Young Professional Scheme, and this visa will allow you to stay in the UK for up to 2 years. In terms of the documentation required if you are successful in the ballot, in case you have to apply for the visa, you would require your passport and documents proving your identity, your national identity. You will have to prove that you have at least £2,530 in your bank account, and you can show bank statements to prove this amount. You will also need to have academic certificates to prove your educational qualifications, so your university or your college will have to give a written confirmation that you passed and that you are now a graduate. Another requirement is that you will have to take a TB test, because all work visas for people coming from India require you to do a TB test, and you will also have to have police clearance. On the 28th of Feb at 2:30 p.m. IST, the link to enter the ballot will be on this page. In order to enter the ballot online, you will have to provide your name, your date of birth, your passport details, a scan or a photo of your passport, your phone number, and your email address. Like you can see, the successful entries will be picked at random and you will be informed within 2 weeks. Something you would need to bear in mind is that while it's free to apply for the ballot, if you are successful, it costs £259 to apply for the visa, so you would have to have that money ready. There are 2,400 visas available through the ballot. If you're successful, you'll receive details on how to apply for the visa, which you will have to do within 30 days from the date of the email. If you are unsuccessful, don't worry, you can always apply for future ballots, and the next one is due to be held in July. Now, the 28th February is not too far away and it's really quickly approaching, so here's what I would do if I were you. For starters, ensure all of your documents are on one place and ensure that you have backup. So don't rely on keeping all of the information on your laptop or your system or your pen drive, because in case they crash, then you're left without an option. So please take a backup and send yourself an email of all of these details. The second thing, show all of your documents to a family member or a friend and ensure that everything is in place and in order. You will not believe how many people tell me that they applied for a visa only to realize that they made a mistake after they applied, and then they honestly just get stuck. You've waited so long for this application to open. Do not mess it up. The next thing is plan where you will apply for the Youth Mobility Scheme or the Young Professional Scheme on the 28th of Feb. There are a considerable number of people that have been waiting for this to open, so there might be queues on the website. It might get a little slow. So typically you want to use a laptop or a desktop to apply and not your mobile phone, because it's honestly faster on your laptop or your desktop. The next thing is you want to ensure that you have a steady and good internet connection. Try not to rely on your mobile data. Instead, try get on a Wi-Fi. And if you are getting on a Wi-Fi and if you're using a desktop, ensure that you have backup so that even if the power goes out, you don't lose out midway during your application. You don't have to restart the process. So ensure that there's either a generator or an inverter or there's some sort of backup so you don't lose connectivity in the middle. When you are filling in the ballot on the day of the application, which is the 28th of Feb, if possible, try and see if somebody can sit along with you while you're filling out the application and the form, so that you don't make any mistakes on the 28th while filling out that ballot and you don't mess it up. Because it's really common when you're under a lot of stress. It's really simple to make this one mistake. So please ensure that if you can get somebody to come sit with you and just check whatever you're typing is accurate, that would be great. Check this gov.uk page, because this is where they will tell you how you can enter the ballot on the 28th of Feb. I will leave this link in the description as well. In case you can't find the link on the day of the application, I will also be posting it on Instagram and on YouTube. So just in case everything goes wrong and you can't find the link, you can just hop over there and look for the details. And don't apply a bunch of times. We don't know what the system is going to be yet, but if you think you'll increase your chances by applying again and again, like buying a lottery ticket, there's a very high likelihood that they will have a system which removes all duplicate passport number entries. So you might want to save yourself the trouble and not apply multiple times if you've got everything right the first time. All right, I'm sure you're extremely excited to get ready and you're extremely pumped up for this, because I really am. We've been waiting for this for so long, right? How many of you have written in asking more details? Today is finally the day when you have all the information you need to apply for the Youth Mobility Scheme. So get ready and I will see you on the 28th.